Right now, a fired UW La Crosse chancellor threatens a lawsuit after being terminated for appearing in pornographic videos. We look at the legal arguments he wants to make. Plus, today's snowfall, much needed for some businesses that rely on it come every winter. And the Badgers are in Tampa, and so is the News 3 Now sports team. We'll check in with the crew ahead of Monday's ReliaQuest Bowl against LSU. It's all coming up on News 3 Now at 10. The recently fired chancellor at UW La Crosse is now threatening a lawsuit, claiming the UW Board of Regents should not have voted unanimously to fire him for appearing in pornographic videos with his wife. Dr. Joe Gao was terminated last night after the Universities of Wisconsin Regents learned sexually explicit videos of him and his wife were found online. It's actually not the first time Gao has been disciplined related to pornography. In 2018, he was criticized, lost out on a raise for inviting an adult film star to speak on campus using university funds to do so. Then last night, the UW Board of Regents held its closed-door meeting, resulting in the vote to terminate Dr. Gao. Then this morning, he spoke to the Associated Press, saying he is considering taking the university to court over a violation of free speech. Braden Ross checked in with a First Amendment expert this afternoon to see if that legal argument has any legs. Braden, what did you find out?
Well, the short answer is in this case, probably not. But the expert I spoke with says thanks to the internet, complicated First Amendment questions just like this one aren't going away anytime soon.
I think it's a legally very slippery question.
From flag burning to yelling fire in a crowded theater, the First Amendment is no stranger to being challenged. Now, former UW La Crosse Chancellor Joe Gao is saying his case could be next.
So this issue arises because this is a public university.
Because the university is a government entity, its employees can't be fired for things protected under the First Amendment, like legal online videos unrelated to their work.
It's a very, very well-established principle that no, public employees cannot be required to forego their First Amendment freedoms as a condition of employment.
That's exactly the argument Gao made after he was fired this week for producing and appearing in sexually explicit online content. In an interview with the Associated Press, Gao said he's considering a lawsuit, adding, quote, "The regents are overreacting. They're certainly not adhering to their own commitment to free speech or the First Amendment."
If this were an ordinary faculty member, I would say he's exactly right. The complication arises here because he's not just a faculty member or a staff member, he's the chancellor.
First Amendment expert Howard Schwaber says in this case that protected speech could interfere with Gao's ability to do his job, and that can be grounds for termination.
Part of the job is to deal with the legislature, deal with alumni, deal with the public, present oneself in public as the face of the university. And it's difficult to say that doesn't make any difference.
But Schwaber says it's an interesting question and one he doesn't see fading away anytime soon.
We're going to see more and more cases of things, if not exactly like this, having to do with the fact that people have lives online that are separate from their lives in the real world.
Now, Schwaber told me if this does end up going to court, he thinks a judge will likely side with the universities and place Gao's videos in the category of unprotected speech.
Braden, thank you. For a while now, we've been wondering, where is the snow? Well, there's no need to ask anymore. Southern Wisconsin was treated to what was likely the last accumulating snowfall of the calendar year. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canolti with the details now in his First Warn forecast. Gary?
And for the most part, it was a slushy, wet snow that didn't accumulate too much, an inch or two in most areas, but it was still kind of hard to push out of the way if you're using a shovel. As we take a look at the time lapse from the WISC-TV Skycam, you can see the snow this morning, and then it mixed with rain this afternoon, so the visibility's started to improve a little bit, and now much of that is gone. SnowVision snowfall accumulation estimates about an inch or two through Dane County and Madison to the north and east and south and west, whereas areas farther to the west closer to an inch as you headed into Grant and Crawford counties, and then even less north of the Wisconsin River. You can see the last of the snow showers pretty much moving through. A couple of flakes here in the backyard, not even being shown on radar, maybe even a few rain showers off to the east. 6-hour future track radar shows everything winding down after midnight, and we'll actually start to see some sunshine by tomorrow afternoon. Visibilities are improving for the most part, although notice near Lake Michigan, fog reducing visibility down to about 1.5 to 2 miles. Current temperatures are at or above freezing in most areas, so that just melts a little bit of the snow as we go through the night. Madison right now at 33, it's 35 degrees in Janesville, here in Dane County, just about everybody above freezing. 34 right now in Stoughton, 34 in Deerfield, and 35 degrees in Cross Plains. Look for mostly cloudy skies overnight. Temperatures dropping right to around freezing and holding steady with the rain and snow showers coming to an end. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that includes a little mild weather for the rest of this week and more seasonable weather as we head after the New Year holiday.
All right, Gary, thank you. And depending on who you are, waking up to snow this morning may have been an exciting surprise or a sight for sore eyes. But we won't blame you if you've gotten used to this mild winter we're having so far, and that made today's snowfall highly anticipated, especially for those whose businesses depend on it. One of those people is Matt Wingrove, the president of Madison Snow Removal. He says when mild weather turns quickly like this morning, tough decisions have to be made.
Because we want to help everyone that needs the service, and we hate turning away the work, because we know it can be tough to find a good, reliable service this late in the game. But when we have a really dry, November and December, people aren't thinking about it.
Snow removal drivers were out early this morning laying down salt, trying to get ahead of any weather-related problems on our roadways. There's just so much they can do, and their best recommendation when you have to drive in snow, well, do so slowly and allow yourself plenty of space between you and the car in front of you. New tonight at 10, Maine's top election official has removed former President Donald Trump from the state's 2024 primary ballot. The decision is based on the 14th Amendment's insurrectionist ban, and it makes Maine the second state to disqualify Trump from the ballot. Earlier this month, Colorado's Supreme Court handed down its own stunning ruling removing him from its ballot, a decision that'll likely be appealed. Most legal experts believe the U.S. Supreme Court will settle the issue for the entire nation. Back here in Wisconsin, the owner of the Minocqua Brewing Company also wants to keep former President Trump off the ballot. He traveled to Madison today to file a petition in order to do so. Emily Fannin shares what comes next.
Kirk Bangstad, owner of Minocqua Brewing Company, visited Madison Thursday to drop off paperwork seeking to remove former President Donald Trump from Wisconsin's primary ballot. The complaint filed with the State Elections Commission was quickly dismissed without consideration, a move Bangstad was prepared for as he plans to take his challenge to Dane County Court.
It's pivotal that somebody at least try in Wisconsin to do this. I don't think that a president of the United States, a former president of the United States, is above the law.
Bangstad's complaint alleges the GOP frontrunner is ineligible to run under the U.S. Constitution's insurrection clause. It's the same argument that's been largely unsuccessful in other states that challenged Trump's eligibility based on the fallout of the January 6th Capitol insurrection. However, Colorado is unique. Their Supreme Court recently declared the former president ineligible for the White House under a provision in the 14th Amendment. Colorado's case is almost certain to be decided by the U.S. Supreme Court, a decision political experts say could decide the fate of Wisconsin's challenge.
By the time this case gets to the Wisconsin State Supreme Court, we might already have a resolution from the U.S. Supreme Court, and that would take the Wisconsin State Supreme Court out of the picture entirely.
The Republican Party of Wisconsin bashed Bangstad's complaint, calling it a political attempt to interfere with the next election.
Regardless of what you think of President Trump or the 14th Amendment, the process that Bangstad and their folks are trying to follow is ludicrous. But I'm not surprised because we see leftist groups and individuals in several states trying the same thing.
That was Emily Fannin reporting. Officials in Colorado are trying to resolve this issue fairly quickly because their deadline to print presidential primary ballots is next week, something that could also play a role here in Wisconsin. A downtown Madison restaurant welcoming back customers after a short closure when it was the target of a hate crime. Dubai Mediterranean restaurant on State Street was broken into and vandalized early Tuesday morning. Graffiti police say was Islamophobic was found inside. Furniture damaged. That break-in is still under investigation. Anyone with information is asked to call Madison Area Crime Stoppers. There you see the number on your screen, 608-266-6014. Two vehicles were stolen from the parking lot of a rural Dane County bar last night. Officers were called to the Utica Bar along County Highway W in the town of Christiana about 10 p.m. A 2008 Infiniti and a 2013 Ford were reported stolen. Someone rummaged through a third unlocked car but didn't take anything. Sheriff's officials say one of the cars had been left running in the parking lot while the other vehicle's key fob was left inside. At least 4 suspects are believed to have been involved, but no arrests have been made. Planned Parenthood is resuming abortion services at its clinic in Sheboygan after a county court ruled earlier this month to affirm an earlier ruling saying state law allows consensual abortions. Some protesters were seen near the clinic today holding signs. The U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade last year, resulting in a number of lawsuits in states across the country. One of those was filed here in Wisconsin, which a judge ruled on earlier this month, saying a state law from 1849 bans feticide, but not consensual abortions. Well, the Badgers are down in Tampa, Florida, ahead of Monday's ReliaQuest Bowl against LSU, and so is our sports team. The bowl trip, though, isn't all about football for the Badgers. As sports director Zach Hanley shares today, a few Badgers got to spread some joy to some kids in the hospital.
Make no mistake about it, bowl games are just fun. Not only does the team get to play in warm weather, but they get to experience a different city. This week, the Badgers are in Tampa, and they get to go to Busch Gardens. They get a day at the beach. But Thursday, they had a chance to brighten someone's day. Hunter Wohler, Marty Stry, Mumajong Mehta, and Tanner Mordecai were the 4 Badgers that made a visit to the children's wing of Tampa General Hospital to put smiles on faces and be sort of a distraction for the kids to not think about what they're going through for a couple of hours. It was a visit that was bigger than football and one that had a lasting impression on everyone involved. In Tampa with the Badgers, Zach Hanley, News 3 Sports.
And coming up a little later in sports, we'll go back down to Tampa for a look at how the team is getting ready on the field for Monday's game. Well, don't go anywhere. More stories straight ahead. Wisconsinites continue to mourn the loss of U.S. Senator, former Bucs owner Herb Kohl. More reaction that's been pouring in since his passing yesterday at the age of 88. Stay with us.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Winner of the Best Evening Newscast by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association.
It's the Portage Furniture Store's New Year's sale on now, with a huge in-stock inventory of top brands for every room in your home. With Serta Queen mattresses from $2.99 and always free delivery. Open New Year's Day, 11 to 4.
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of them in a new Honda. Whether it's taking in the lights with all your friends in a spacious Accord, or taking in a snow day in a rugged CRV. Your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, farm is in our name, so you know we're animal experts, offering the quality pet food, supplies, and advice you need for healthy, happy pets. Right now, save $2 on all Blaine's Farm and Fleet dog and cat food. 40-pound bags of Blaine's wild bird food, just $15.99. Keep you and your pets warm with Easy Heat wood fuel pellets, just $4.99 a bag. Plus, order select pet and animal prescriptions online at blainesrx.com.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line, many impacted by physical or mental health challenges. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net that keeps them safely in their homes. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative, with 95 cents of every dollar donated going directly to those right here in your community. Help by visiting www.heatforheroes.org. or by calling 1-800-891-9276. That's 800-891-9276.
It's the Portage Furniture Store's New Year's sale on now, with a huge in-stock inventory of top brands for every room in your home. With all new power lift chairs and always free delivery. Open New Year's Day, 11 to 4.
Start your new day with the News 3 Now This Morning team, bringing you local breaking news, exploring all that makes our area special, and letting you know what to expect when you head out the door. The Emmy Award-winning News 3 Now This Morning, weekdays.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Flags are flying at half-staff across Wisconsin tonight in memory of former U.S. Senator and Milwaukee Bucs owner Herb Kohl, who passed away yesterday at the age of 88. Herb Kohl Philanthropies says his death follows a brief illness. Kohl's legacy leaves an impact on many Wisconsinites. Our political reporter Will Keneally offers this remembrance.
Yeah, we're out here in front of the Kohl Center, and Herb Kohl certainly wore many hats. Former U.S. Senator, former Bucks owner, and president of the department store, which bears his name. But a longtime player in Democratic politics, he also inspired the next generation of Wisconsin politicians.
I walked in kind of terrified of meeting with this legend.
That's what Democratic Party Wisconsin Chair Ben Wickler remembers when he had lunch with former Senator Herb Kohl, a longtime Wisconsin Democrat who held actually the same chairmanship in the 1970s.
And he grilled me. He had the toughest, most incisive, perceptive questions. And his questions came from a place of warmth and generosity and calling those around him to excellence, to do the best that they could do.
But that was not the first time Wickler met him.
So I first met Senator Kohl when I was in high school. I was a Kohl Scholar, one of thousands of students to win a Kohl Scholarship.
That's something that his foundation continues to this day. It's part of broad donations Kohl gave during his lifetime. Many of us in Madison know his name from watching basketball and hockey at the Kohl Center, but his donations to the La Follette School were put toward public affairs education. Kohl passed away this Wednesday at the age of 88.
He was kind of a rascal in the sense that he was very smart and he asked very tough questions, but he also had a kind of a wink and a smile underneath. He's somebody who you'd want to make them laugh because their laugh was so warm and infectious and generous. And also, it wasn't an easy laugh to earn.
Yes, out here at the Kohl Center, you can see a little bit over my shoulder there. Flags are already at half-staff, and they're expected to remain that way until services for the former U.S. Senator sometime in January. Reporting from Madison, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Through the end of last month, SSM St. Mary's Hospital and Unity Point Health Meriter said more than 6,000 babies had been born this year, and now we know which names were the most popular. At St. Mary's, the 5 most popular names were Hudson, Jack, Ava, Avery, and Henry. For Unity Point Health Meriter, Theodore, Henry, Oliver, Emma, and Eleanor were the top 5 names chosen. More public health resources are coming to Beloit residents and others in Rock County. A new initiative from the city and Rock County Public Health will bring nurses to the library. Beginning next month, they'll be stationed there on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Health officials say the hope is to better connect community members with available health resources and other services they might need. Now to more national headlines. Americans may have to wait a few more years before astronauts return to the moon. It's been more than a half-century now since astronauts last landed on the moon during the Apollo 17 mission. Now it seems the long-anticipated return with an Artemis 3 crew might take longer than hoped.
The Government Accountability Office said it's more likely to slip into 2026, maybe 2027, because of supply chain problems and trouble developing SpaceX's new Super Heavy rocket, the upper stage of which is going to be the moon lander. They haven't gotten that perfected yet, and that's going to take some time.
The moon mission had been tentatively scheduled for December of 25. When astronauts finally do return, NASA has announced plans to explore the region near the moon's south pole for the first time. As we deal with snow, California is dealing with dangerous tides. Rising ocean waters battered the northern California coastline, flooding homes and businesses. It's a troubling deja vu for residents in the town of Capitola, just recovering from a similar storm last January. Zach Fuentes reports.
Jeff Lantis is nearly back to square one at his Capitola business, the Sandbar. It was devastated by January's high surf, forcing it to close for 6 months. Now, almost a year later, high waves are once again flooding the village. The day before this damage, the city of Capitola put in sand barriers trying to protect the businesses. Initially helpful, the protection didn't last very long.
It helped block us a bit, but the 1 day is all it takes for this to be cleared out.
Now Thursday, much of the repairs made by Lantis have been undone.
Our floor is ruined. It'll take at least a month to repair, I would think.
The high surf forcing evacuation warnings in Capitola's village. The warnings extended through other parts of Santa Cruz County.
We're seeing widespread coastal impacts from high tides and extraordinary waves coming into low-lying areas of the coast.
Those lower-lying areas include Rio Del Mar Beach and Seacliff State Beach. In less than 24 hours, the areas were flooded with debris from high waves that came and went.
We are expecting higher waves coming in, and it only takes one for you to be washed out. We will not be able to rescue you if you go out. Please be heed the warning.
The Santa Cruz County Sheriff's Office warning people enamored by the beauty of the waves that they could be deadly.
With the waves being so powerful, if you turn your back for even a split second, you can be knocked over, swept away.
While many felt confident enough to look out at the waves despite the warnings, there's still a sadness among locals over what their county has gone through in a short period of time.
It's happening a little more often, it seems like.
Despite dealing with hit after hit to his business, Atlantis says he loves his location and has no plans to leave. Do you want to stay doing your business here?
Oh, forever. Never give a place up right on the ocean like this.
Capitola police say while this is a hit to the community, it is not as powerful as last January's surf. Still, they're urging the public to heed the warnings and avoid the coast as long as those warnings are in effect. Bit of a different story with the weather here today in Wisconsin. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti joining us now with his complete first warn forecast. Gary.
Yeah, and this El Nino weather pattern, the west coast has been slammed with storms. There have been big storms going up the east coast. And we've been pretty protected in the middle. This storm kind of came together with a couple of different parts and gave us some accumulating snow that we haven't seen much of so far this winter. But as we take a look at some of the snowfall totals, Brooklyn in the southern portion of Dane County picked up 2.4 inches of snow. Dane County Regional Airport up to 2.3 inches, 0.3 of an inch fell this afternoon. Dane in north of Madison, 2 inches, 2.1 inches in Verona, 2 inches at the station, and 2 inches in Middleton. Other snowfall reports include 1.5 inches at Beaver Dam in Sun Prairie, 1.3 inches in Columbus, and 1 inch in Mount Horeb. The farther west you go, the less the snow ended up being. Gaze Mills only 0.3 of an inch in Crawford County. Muscoda near the Wisconsin River in Grant County, 0.2 of an inch. And Muscoda right now just south of or north of some snow showers that are moving through, but that looks like the last batch. There are just some light flurries and even some rain showers across parts of eastern Wisconsin as temperatures are in the mid to upper 30s to near 40 degrees in that area. But the bulk of the snow now to the south and west of us and moving away, not looking for any additional snow accumulation. And 6-hour future track radar pretty much takes everything down to the south and away from the area. 3 things you need to know in our forecast. Look for high temperatures in the upper 30s to near 40 for the next couple of days. So we'll start melting some of that snow. And even tonight, looking for low temperatures right around freezing. So much of the night temperatures will be at or above freezing, continuing to melt the snow. Some flurries Saturday night into New Year's Eve Sunday. Latest computer model forecast, maybe a 1/2 inch of snow out of that. Quick hitter as a cold front comes through. And then temperatures drop to near normal, or actually a little slightly above normal with highs in the lower 30s for much of next week and into next weekend. In fact, as we look at the high temperature trend, the average high temperature goes from 29 to 27, and you can see those temperatures right around freezing for much of next week, but still, that's a couple of degrees above average. Of course, tomorrow, well above normal. As we check out our weather photo for tonight, this one from Wendy Murphy in I think on Lake Mendota, and you can see some ice near the shoreline, but notice the open water in the middle of the lake. Long way to go from being frozen over there. Send us your weather photos to right through our First Warn Weather and Traffic app, or you can email them to us directly at firstwarn@wisc-tv.com. Notice our little storm system kind of winding down in the middle part of the country. Another big storm heading toward the west coast. One storm moving off the east coast. And we're getting a little more active weather pattern, which we haven't seen much of, at least this early winter. Planning your day for tomorrow, we start out with cloudy skies and notice the temperatures near or above freezing. By 9 a.m., just about everybody is above freezing, and by the time we hit noontime, temperatures are in the upper 30s to near 40 degrees as sunshine starts to move in from the north, and that'll get high temperatures up to around 40 degrees. Planning your day across Dane County, high of 40 in Middleton, 40 in DeForest, 38 for the high temperature in Marshall. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, 38 for the high in Watertown, 41 in Lone Rock, and 41 in Prairie du Chien. Here in Madison, look for a high temperature of 40 tomorrow, cloudy skies in the morning, then we'll turn partly sunny in the afternoon. And the First Warn 7 to 10 day forecast, 37 on Saturday, 32 on Sunday, maybe some flurry chances Saturday night into New Year's Eve Sunday. New Year's Day will be quiet temperatures, probably in the mid-20s at midnight Sunday night. But notice next week, high temperatures lower 30s, nighttime lows upper teens to low 20s. No precipitation expected through next weekend. We'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Recharge from the holidays with a new Toyota at Toyotathon.
I have got a truckload of new Toyotas out front.
Check them out.
Something I said?
Yes.
Get 3.99% APR plus $1,000 cash back on Tacoma when you finance through Toyota Financial Services. Toyota, let's go places.
We keep this love in a photograph. We made these memories for ourselves, where our eyes are never closing, our hearts are never broken, and time's forever frozen still. So you can keep me inside the pocket of your ripped.
I would end the day with sore feet, sore legs. The drugstore inserts that I was purchasing were really not very useful at all. I walked into the Good Feet store and the guy kind of grinned at me and said, I hear that a lot. I was living with chronic pain before going to the Good Feet store. Now I don't really have that problem. I'm able to do the things that I expect to be able to do, even at my advanced age. I feel pretty good about what's going on.
See what we can do for you with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Menards carries the supplies you need. Save on a great selection of Rayovac products. Stock up on batteries for devices you use every day. A 48-pack of AA or AAA high-energy batteries is $14.99 each. It's time to get organized with Menards. From garage organization to tool chests and cabinets, Masterforce has all the heavy-duty storage solutions you need. Get this 41-inch tool chest and cabinet combo for $1,299.98.
Save big money at Menards.
Another year of yo-yo dieting? Not this year. Hit reset and make a permanent change with permanent fat removal by Sono Bello.
With Sono Bello, day one, all my unwanted body fat gone.
These are my favorite pair of jeans that I couldn't even button up. Look how flat my stomach is. I couldn't believe, it was just gone.
I saw the results immediately.
And this is the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
Real women everywhere are transforming their bodies permanently. Sono Bello is not a fad diet or boot camp workout. It's a simple, proven way to remove stubborn body fat permanently and in just one visit.
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
If you are looking for physical results and positive emotional results, please run, don't walk to your nearest Sono Bello.
Ready to hit reset? Find out how you can save $250 off instantly. Call now or go to sonobello.com. The holidays are winding down.
Coming through.
Time to recharge with a new Toyota during the final days of Toyotathon.
Get $1,000 cash back on your favorite models when you finance through Toyota Financial Services. Toyota, let's go places.
Fire. It's what keeps people warm down here in Tampa when it's a brisk 63 degrees. But the Badgers, they don't need this. They've had a fire lit under them for the past month. Bucky's doing just fine without any external motivation for the ReliaQuest Bowl. Their New Year's Day bout with LSU is not just an opportunity most have waited their whole life for, it's one that some Badgers might never have again.
A little bit of both. Obviously, too much doesn't have to be said when you're playing a team like LSU, but at the same time, we only have, like I said, we only have one more opportunity to do this with this exact group of guys, so we're going to make the most of this opportunity. Everybody's going to play like it's their last day on earth, so we're going to give it our all and obviously hopefully come out with it.
And I've been praying for moments like this. I desperately crave this moment, and I know a lot of guys feel the same. We just want to go out there, get the job done, kind of put the cherry on top of the season and, move forward and grow this program based off of this win.
It's easy to see this Wisconsin team doesn't need any extra motivation, playing against a ranked LSU team in their final game of the year with the chance for their 8th win of the season. In Tampa, Andrew Banstra, News 3 Sports.
It's the Portage Furniture Store's New Year's sale on now, with a huge in-stock inventory of top brands for every room in your home. With Lazy Boy recliners from $3.99 and always free delivery. Open New Year's Day 11 to 4.
I suffer with psoriatic arthritis and psoriasis. I was on a journey for a really long time to find some relief. Cosentix works for me.
Cosentix helps real people get real relief from the symptoms of psoriatic arthritis or psoriasis, serious allergic reactions, severe skin reactions that look like eczema, and an increased risk of infections, some fatal, have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine or plan to, or if IBD symptoms develop or worsen.
I move so much better because of Cosentix.
Ask your rheumatologist about Cosentix.
Hurry in, America. It's time to visit your Ford dealer for the final days of the Make the Holidays Bright sales event.
Choose from a large inventory of Ford vehicles equipped with technology and flexibility for any season. It's your last chance to get special offers on our great selection of Ford vehicles. Only during the final days of the Make the Holidays Bright sales event. Choose FlexBuy on a new Ford SUV and get 1.9% APR financing for 66 months, plus $3,500 FlexBuy cash. Only at your local Ford dealer.
A weekend of cash, cars, and celebration this New Year's Eve at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells. On Friday, we're giving away a Buick Envista Avenir. On Saturday, a Porsche Macan. On Sunday, New Year's Eve, have a chance to win multiple cash prizes. Also, 20 participants will win thousands of dollars with an opportunity to win 100 grand. Plus, there will be live music by Cherry Pie and Madison County. It will be a weekend bash this New Year's Eve at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells.
Does this look familiar? You probably think this is what owning hearing aids would be like. Let me tell you, there's a better way. The Atom by Audion Hearing. The all-new Audion Atom is the world's first wireless charging hearing aid under $100. The Atom comes with an easy-to-use wireless charging dock. Plus, the Atom has a 22% smaller design, so it's nearly invisible when worn in the ear. That's why we have over 250,000 happy customers. Each pair has a 45-day money-back guarantee, so there is zero risk in trying them.
Call 1-800-698-6788. That's 1-800-698-6788. Call 1-800-698-6788 or go to audionhearing.com to get your pair of Audion Atom hearing aids for only $99.
It's the Portage Furniture Store's New Year's sale on now, with a huge in-stock inventory of top brands for every room in your home, with custom sofas from $8.99 and always free delivery. Open New Year's Day 11 to 4.
The First Warn Weather Team takes you beyond the barometer, only on News 3 Now.
Is this a scam? If you're the real Joe Biden, say something only Joe would say.
Yum yum ice cream. Convinced now?
Yes.
Weeknights on CBS.
Gary's back. Final check of the forecast.
Well, looking pretty quiet out there. There are a few flurries and light snow showers over southwestern Wisconsin around Platteville and Lancaster. Those are moving back to the west. A few rain showers actually around Jefferson to just north of Janesville, but 6-hour future track radar takes most of that out of here a little after midnight. Temperatures right now are a little bit above freezing, so we're continuing to melt some of the snow. 36 Janesville, 33 in Madison, and 35 degrees in Cross Plains.
All right, Gary, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10. Have a great night.